Hey everyone. Not too long ago, I uploaded a video about the official Runescape Handbook from 2006. I said that if the video got 4,000 likes, I would read the entire handbook like a nighttime story. You guys nailed it. So that's exactly what I'm here to do today. I'll be reading out all 96 pages of the handbook. We've got some special guests as well, Settled and Jimmy, who you'll have the pleasure of listening to later on in the video. So sit back, lay down, tuck yourself in, and enjoy today's nighttime story. Runescape, the official handbook. Welcome to the world of Runescape. This guide covers all aspects of the free-to-play version of Runescape. When you enter the world of Runescape, you enter a richly detailed world of fantasy. After you sign up, you become one of the millions of characters in Runescape. After a short tutorial, you enter the world and interact with non-player characters, NPCs, and players from all over the world who have logged on to experience one of RuneScape's many adventures. As you travel around RuneScape, you will meet wizards, goblins, dwarves, and other characters and creatures. You will have the chance to learn skills such as combat, mining, cooking, and runecrafting. You will be able to make goods to sell in stores or trade with other players. You can craft ancient runes and use them in magic spells. You can become a warrior and battle for glory and riches. Just about anything you can imagine, you can do as your RuneScape character. The origins of RuneScape. RuneScape began in 1998 as an idea by two brothers, Paul and Andrew Gower. In 2001, the game began to be run by a company called Jagex Limited. The game changed over the years, and in 2004, RuneScape became the game most players know today. There are millions of registered players on RuneScape, and hundreds of thousands of them are playing the game at any one time. These players are from all around the world, although the game is most popular in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, the Netherlands, and Australia. New skills, quests, characters, and places to visit are being added to RuneScape all the time, so a player is guaranteed a unique experience each time they play. About this strategy guide. If you are just starting RuneScape, the huge world can be overwhelming. This book will help you make sense of all the different aspects of RuneScape, including skills. Will tell you what the basic skills in RuneScape are and how to master them. Combat, RuneScape players love to battle, will tell you what to do if you're attacked and how to master the skills of a warrior. Quests, we won't tell you how to complete the quest, that would spoil the fun, but we will give you some tips and hints to help you on your way. Characters and creatures, get the scoop about the many people and monsters you'll encounter in RuneScape. Maps, getting around RuneScape can be tricky. These maps and facts will give you an edge. Glossary, until you get used to the RuneScape lingo, check this quick guide to find out what everybody's talking about. Be sure to enjoy your adventure. Online safety and security guidelines. First things first, RuneScape is an online game, which means it's a lot different from playing a game at home with your friends and family. Even though you might make friends in the game, remember that you do not know these people in real life. It's important and best to keep a safe distance from other RuneScape players. Rule 1. Never, ever give other players your personal information. Don't tell them your real name, email address, home address, or any phone numbers. If you get a message from someone claiming to work for RuneScape, don't believe it. Jagex, the company that makes RuneScape, will never ask for this information. Rule 2. Never ever make plans to meet a RuneScape player in real life. There is no way to know if you know the player is really who they say they are. If a player asks to meet you in real life, let your parent or guardian know about it right away. Rule 3. Using your game friends list is the safest way to chat with players, but if someone is making you feel uncomfortable, stop chatting right away. You can block all messages from that player by clicking on the ignore button. It's a picture that looks like an unhappy face. You can also report a player in the game by clicking the report abuse option. Rule 4. Always let a parent or guardian know what you are doing online. Spend some time showing your parents the world of RuneScape. Ask them to check on you regularly to see if you're having any problems. And if you do have a problem, share it with them. Rule 5. Do not give your password to any other player, period. Don't tell them your password recovery questions either. Remember, Jagex staff will never ever email you and ask you for your password or any other personal information. If you get an email from someone claiming to be from Jagex who wants your personal info, they're lying. Rule 6. Think before using your password. Never enter your password or recovery questions into any website other than runescape.com or runescape.co.uk. When you choose your password, make sure it's different from passwords you use on other sites. Rule 7. Watch out for fake websites. These are websites out there that claim to be official RuneScape sites, but they've actually been set up to steal your password. Don't trust a site just because it looks official. There are no secret RuneScape sites. The only sites you should log into are runescape.com or runescape.co.uk. Rule 8. Do not use unofficial RuneScape add-ons. These are programs that claim to make RuneScape easier or better, but they actually steal your password. Besides, using programs like these are against the rules. See Rule 7 on page 8. Rule 9. Watch out for fake emails and fake staff. There are many people out there who pretend to work for Jagex, the company that makes RuneScape. Do not trust them. If Jagex needs to send a message to RuneScape players, they will use the RuneScape Message Center. Rule 10. Do not share your account with anyone else, not even your best friend. First of all, it's against the rules. See Rule 6 on page 8. It's also an easy way to lose your account. Jagex promises. They never ever send emails saying they need your password to check that you aren't cheating. They never send emails saying they need your recovery questions to check you didn't steal the account. They never send emails containing attachments of any sort. They never send emails saying they need your password to let you join the Jagex staff. They never send emails offering to let you test new features or servers. The rules of RuneScape. Rule 1. No offensive language. You must not use any language that others might consider to be offensive, racist, or obscene. This includes swearing. Rule 2. No item scamming. You must not trick other players into giving you their items or steal items from other players. Lying to other players for your own personal gain is not in the spirit of the game. Rule 3. No password scamming. Asking or trying to persuade another player to give you their password for any reason is against the rules. Rule 4. No cheating or bug abuse. You must not use or attempt to use any cheats or errors that you find in Jagex's software. If you find one, report it immediately to Jagex customer support through the main menu. Rule 5. No impersonating Jagex staff. You should not attempt to impersonate Jagex staff in any way, for any reason. Jagex staff members will have a gold crown next to their names when speaking in the game. Anyone who does not have a gold crown next to their name is not Jagex staff. This applies to both private chat and general in-game chat. Rule 6. No account sharing or trading. Each account should be used by only one person. Account sharing is not allowed. You may not sell, transfer, or lend your account to anyone else or permit anyone else to use your account. And you may not accept an account that anybody else offers to you. Rule 7. No macroing. You must not attempt or use other programs such as bots, macros, or auto miners to give yourself an unfair advantage in the game. You may also not circumvent any Jagex mechanisms designed to log out inactive users automatically. Rule 8. No multiple login. You may create more than one RuneScape account, but if you do, you may not log in to more than one account at any time, and the characters must not interact with each other in any way. This includes drop trading or any other method of item transfer. Rule 9. No encouraging others to break rules. You must not encourage other players to break any of the RuneScape rules. Rule 10. No misuse of customer support. You must not misuse RuneScape customer support. This includes threatening or reporting an innocent person, supplying false information, and abusing Jagex staff. Rule 11. No advertising. You are not allowed to actively advertise in the RuneScape game or RuneScape forums. This includes advertising any website or product, and giving out any web address to other players is not allowed. Rule 12. No real-world item trading. RuneScape items must be exchanged only for other RuneScape items and services within the game. Exchanging RuneScape items for items or other benefits in other online games, real-life money, or other real-life benefits is not allowed. Rule 13. No asking for personal details. For our players' privacy and safety, you must not ask for personal contact details such as a full name, home address, or telephone number from another player. You may give very general information about yourself if you wish, such as your first name, country, and age, but please bear in mind that keeping your details to yourself keeps you and your account safe. Rule 14. No misuse of official forums. You must follow forum codes of conduct, which are linked at the top of the forums. Now that you know the rules, get ready to have some RuneScape fun. 10 tips for beginners. Number 1. Know your dots. The little map in the corner of your screen will give you a bird's eye view of what's happening in your location. A white dot is a player, a yellow dot is a RuneScape character, and a red dot is an object on the ground that you can pick up. Number 2. Explore Lumbridge. Do a few things in this village to get used to moving around RuneScape. Number 3. Use your map. As a new player, you will be unfamiliar with your surroundings. That's what maps are for. Use the one you are given during the tutorial until you can easily find your way around. You'll be surprised at how helpful a good map can be. Number 4. Sell your stuff. Just like the real world, money can make the RuneScape world go round. You can sell just about anything you catch or make to stores or other players. A good way to practice is to kill a chicken in Lumbridge. Chop down a tree, then cook the chicken over a fire. You can eat the cooked chicken, of course, or you can sell it to the general store for 1 GP, or gold piece. It's not much, but you can kill and cook more chickens until the GP adds up, and you'll also get experience, known as XP, or experience points in RuneScape talk. Number 5. Goblins are easy targets. There are lots of level 2 goblins running around Lumbridge. If you slay them, they will drop money and other items, which you can pick up. Number 6. Know your specialty shops. The general store will buy just about anything, but if you try to sell a cooked chicken to Bob's Brilliant Axes, you'll be out of luck. If you get an item a specialty shop will buy, you might be able to get a better price for it there than at the general store. Number 7. Check prices. You can sell or trade your items to other players in the game, but be sure you don't get ripped off. A good way to check is to see what the item is selling for in stores, then sell your item for close or a little less. If you are trading, check the prices of both items to make sure they're about the same. You may also find that for certain items, higher level players will pay even more than shop prices. It's definitely worth looking out for opportunities like this. Number 8. More XP equals more GP. The more skilled you are at a craft, the more money you can make by selling the things you create by cooking, crafting, mining, or other skills. Number 9. Beware of the wilderness. North of Varrock is the wilderness, where players can attack one another. If you're new, some players might lure you into the wilderness so they can attack you. Don't go unless you're prepared, and it's good advice to leave any equipment that you don't want to lose in the bank. Number 10. Get to a bank. If by some chance your character dies, and it probably will, don't freak out. You will end up back in Lumbridge, but any GPs you are carrying will be gone. Keep most of your GPs in a bank, and you will have something to fall back on in times of trouble. You can find a bank on the top of Lumbridge Castle. Using your controls. The RuneScape tutorial will teach you the basic skills you need to know to get around the game, but there are a few additional features you will use again and again. Here are some tips to get you familiar with these controls. Camera controls. You can rotate the camera on your screen to get the best view of the action. Sometimes it's necessary to see objects that you'd otherwise miss. Rotating the camera is easy. Press the left and right arrows to rotate the camera from left to right. Use the up and down arrow keys to adjust the vertical height of the camera. With this feature, you can move from a behind the player view to a bird's eye view from above. Trading with other players. Why should you trade items with other players? You can usually sell or buy your items at a better price than the shops offer. You can also get items through trading that might not be available in the shops. Follow these easy steps to learn how to trade. Step 1. Find a buyer or seller. If you have mined some coal and want to sell it, go to the busy area and yell coal for sale. Step 2. If somebody wants to buy your coal, right-click on their character, select the trade option. The other player will be informed of your request. They will click on your character and also select the trade option. Step 3. A screen will appear. The items on the left are what you are offering to trade. The items on the right are what the other player is offering. To add an item to your offer, click on it in the inventory box. To add multiples of the same object, right-click on the object. Click the Offer X option to select the number you wish to offer. If you want to remove an item from the trade, just click on it in the offer window and it will be removed. Step 4. Are you happy with the trade? Then press the green Accept button. If you change your mind, just hit Decline. Step 5. If you do accept, a final confirmation screen will appear. This gives you one last chance to check the trade you are about to complete. Make sure you are happy with what is being offered. Then press Accept for the last time. Be careful when trading. There is no way to reverse a trade once it's completed. Some players may try to trick you by saying they'll give you information in return for items, or by promising to give you the item right back to you. It's best not to trust offers like this. Shops. You can buy and sell almost anything in RuneScape's many shops. Follow these steps to make shop transactions. Step 1. Talk to the shopkeeper of a store and choose the Talk To option, or right-click the mouse and choose the Trade option. This will take you straight to the shop screen. Step 2. The shop screen will show you all of the items you can buy in the current shop. Next to each item is a number that shows how many of the item is for sale. If there is no number next to the item, that means that there is only one left, so buy it quickly if you want it. Step 3. Check out your inventory, which will be displayed on the screen. Do you have enough room to buy what you want? Step 4. If you want to buy an item, left-click on it to find out how many GPs the shopkeeper wants. If you like the price, right-click and choose one of the buy options. Sold. Step 5. If you want to sell an item to the shop, click on the item in your inventory. You will see how much the shop is willing to pay, or even if the shop wants to buy it at all. If you like the price offered, right-click on your item. Choose the number you want to sell with the sell option. Understanding prices. If the shop has 500 swords in stock, for example, it will probably sell them to you at a low price. But if you try to sell a sword to the shop, you might not get the high price for it that you want. Wait until the shop is low on swords and try again.
Banks. Using a bank is important if you want to do a lot in RuneScape. You can carry only 28 items in your inventory at a time, not including weapons and clothing. If you die, you will lose whatever GPs you are carrying, so using a bank allows you to store extra inventory and keep your GPs safe. Here's how to use the RuneScape banks. Step 1. Find and walk to the nearest bank. When you get there, right-click on any of the booths there. The bank screen will appear. Now, you can choose to deposit and withdraw items. Step 2. Any items you have deposited in the bank will appear on the screen. If you have more than one of an item, the number will appear next to it. Step 3. To deposit an item, right-click on the item in your inventory and choose the deposit option. Select the number you wish to deposit from the list. It's that easy. Step 4. If you want to withdraw an item from your inventory, you will have two choices. You can simply withdraw the item. If it is a tradable item that does not stack in your inventory, such as ore or food, you can withdraw it as a note. The advantage of this is that the item won't take up a lot of space in your inventory, but you can still sell or trade it. For the most part though, you can't use or wield an item that has been withdrawn as a note. Step 5. The swap and insert buttons on the screen are there to help you organize your screen. If you choose swap, just drag and drop an item on your bank screen on top of another item, and they will stack positions. Choose insert to drag and drop an item to a new place. The items will shuffle positions to make room for it.
Friends. You can keep in contact with the other players you make friends with in RuneScape by using your friends list. It's easy. Click on the smiley face on your player interface to call up the friends list screen. To add a friend to the list, click on the button marked Add Friends and type in the name of the player you want to add. You can also right-click on the name of a player in a chat window and select the appropriate option. Step 3. To remove a friend from the list, just click on the Delete Friend button and type in the name of the player you want to remove. Ignoring players. You can also prevent other players from messaging you if you don't want to hear from them. That's easy too. Step 1. Click on the sad face button on your player interface to call up the Ignore List screen. Step 2. To add a player to the list, click on the button marked Add Name and type in the name of the player you want to add. You can also right-click on the name of a player in a chat window and select the correct option. Chat options. There are 3 options on the bottom of the RuneScape screen that control how other players interact with you. 1. Public chat. This controls how much chat you can receive from other players. Choose from on, friend only, off, or hide. 2. Private chat. This controls how players can contact you with private messages. If set to on, anyone can contact you, whether they're a friend or not. You can also choose friends only and off. 3. Trade complete. This controls whether other players can send you trade requests or challenge you to duels. The options are on, friends only, or off. Taking your own screenshots. Want to remember a moment from your game forever? Here's how you can take screenshots from your game so you can show your friends your most awesome RuneScape accomplishments. Taking screenshots is super easy, but how you do it depends on whether you use Windows or a Macintosh operating system. If you use Windows, press the print screen key on your keyboard. This is located next to the F12 key. Pressing this will put whatever is on your screen onto your clipboard. 2. Then open up a graphics program such as Paint or Photoshop. Paste your screenshot by pressing Ctrl+V. 3. Save your picture. To make it a smaller file size, try saving it as a GIF or PNG file. If you use Macintosh, press down the Shift plus Command, Apple, plus 3 keys. Whatever happens next depends on which Mac system you use. If you use Mac OS X, a PDF file with your screenshot in it will be saved to your desktop. You can then open it and choose Export from the File menu. Then pick a new format to save it as. If you open Mac OS X and below, your screenshot will be saved as an image on your desktop. The members version of the game. As you play the game, you may come across messages such as, you need to be on a member server to use this feature. RuneScape membership requires you to pay a monthly subscription fee of $5. This will give you access to many new game features, including skills such as agility, fletching, herblore, thieving, slayer, and farming. It also expands many of the free server skills, and also gives access to many new quests, items, towns, dungeons, minigames, and more. This handbook covers the free version of the game, which you can play for as long as you'd like, with no obligation to become a member. But if you do feel like you're ready for a new challenge, becoming a member might be for you. Mastering basic skills. Ever dream of becoming a warrior fighting for justice, a wizard casting spells, a fisherman rubbing elbows with pirates? In RuneScape, you can do all of these things and more, if you master the skills needed to do it. There are 11 basic skills in the RuneScape world: woodcutting, firemaking, fishing, cooking, ranging, mining, smithing, crafting, runecrafting, magic, prayer. We'll explore each of these skills in this section, but all of the skills work the same way. The more you practice, the more experience points, or XP, you will earn. As you earn XP, you will also get better at your skill. You will be able to do the skill more quickly and easily. You will also have items and abilities open to you as you increase. Mastering a skill is not that easy. It takes lots of time and patience. For that reason, you may want to focus on 1 or 2 skills to master. The information in this section should help you decide what skill is right for you. As you are mastering your skills, you will meet other players mastering the skills too. If you're doing something really time-consuming, like mining or fishing, players will chat with one another. This is a good way to get pointers from other players. As your XP increases, you can share what you've learned with newer players. When you are practicing a skill, another player might ask, levels. They want to know what level you've reached with that skill. Mastering the basic skills of woodcutting. Why should I master woodcutting? Woodcutting is just what it sounds like, cutting down trees to make logs. It's a basic skill, but it's essential. You need logs to make fire, and you need fire to cook food. You could go through the entire game just cutting down ordinary trees, but it doesn't hurt to build your woodcutting XP. Let's say you're stuck in the middle of a bunch of willow trees and you don't have enough XP to chop them down. You'd have to go searching for a lower level tree to chop. There's another bonus too. The higher your woodcutting XP, the more logs you'll be able to chop. Then you can sell the extras and make a profit. What kind of trees can I chop down? The chart above shows what level is needed to cut down certain trees. How do I do it? It's pretty simple. Just left click on a tree and select chop. Of course, you need an axe in your inventory to do the cutting. The more powerful your axe, the better chance you'll have of chopping down the tree. How can I get axes? You will get a free axe when you do the tutorial in-game. Axes can break fairly easily though, so you'll probably need a new one before long. If you don't have an axe, the woodsman tutor northeast of Lumbridge Castle will give you a new one, or try Bob's Brilliant Axes in Lumbridge. You'll definitely need to upgrade your axe once your skills improve. Powerful axes will allow you to chop down the trees much faster. Mastering the basic skill of firemaking. Why should I master firemaking? When you don't have a high firemaking XP, you can fail to light a fire quickly. A higher XP will also allow you to light a wider variety of logs. Sure, you could always cook your food on a range, but a range won't always be nearby. With strong firemaking skills, you can light a fire outdoors pretty much whenever you want. That can come in handy if your hit points or HPs are running low and you want to cook some meat in a hurry to regain your strength. How do I do it? You need 2 things to light a fire: logs and a tinderbox. Drop some logs on the ground, then click on the tinderbox in your inventory, use the tinderbox, and wait for the sparks to fly. What kind of wood can I use? The chart to the right shows what level is required to light different types of wood. Mastering the basic skill of fishing. Why should I master fishing? When you need to heal yourself, you need food. Fishing is a quick way of getting the food you need. Players who battle a lot especially value expensive fish like lobster and swordfish, which heal more HPs than fish like shrimp and sardines. If you master fishing, you can sell fish to these players and watch your GPs multiply. How do I do it? You'll need to find a fishing spot. Once you get there, right-click to see what options there are, or left-click to perform the default option. Net, bait, harpoon, lure, and cage. If you have the necessary equipment in your inventory, click on the option and try to catch the fish. The kind of fish you can catch depends on your fishing level. If you don't have the right equipment, you can buy it from a fishing shop. Try Garen's fishing business in Port Sarim. What kinds of fish can I catch? The chart below shows the types of fish you can catch in the game and the level needed to catch each type. Mastering the basic skills of cooking. Why should I master cooking? When you cook, you can eat food, and when you eat food, it will heal lost HPs, hit points. Knowing how to cook your own food is essential early in the game. It's also very handy later on if you need to eat something and can't afford to buy something to eat. As you gain more cooking XP, you'll become a better cook. You won't burn your food as much, and you'll be able to make more complicated and interesting dishes as you progress. You'll also be able to cook a greater variety of foods. Let's say you've got high fishing XP and you can catch lobsters. You can't cook them without a cooking level of 40. If you want to sell your lobster rather than eat it, you'll probably get more money for a cooked one. You'll also be able to cook energy-packed foods like anchovy pizza, which is great for healing yourself after a battle. You can also sell your high-level creations to rake in the GPs. Where can I cook food? Almost every city and village in RuneScape has a range you can use to cook your food. You can also cook over an open fire if you've got some logs and a tinderbox. Can I join a guild? Sure, if you have level 32 cooking. The cooking guild is located west of Varrock. Once you enter, you'll have access to a flour mill, water, ranges, ingredients, and supplies like dishes and pans. Besides the level requirement, you need to wear a chef's hat before you can enter. What items can I cook? This chart shows you the different foods you can cook and the level needed, and the amount of healing delivered to your hit points, HPs, once you cook the food. RuneScape recipes. You can whip up these tasty dishes with a few ingredients and some heat. Bread. Pick some grain, take it to a windmill to make flour. Use a pot to pick up the flour you have made. Buy a bucket or a jug and fill it with water from a sink or fountain. Mix the flour and water to make bread dough. Bake the dough and arrange. Pie. Mix flour, see bread above, and water to make a pastry dough. Place the dough in an empty pie dish. Add your choice of filling to the empty pie, red berry, apple, or meat. Bake the pie and arrange. Cake. Mix flour, see bread on page 22, eggs, and milk together in a cake tin. Bake the cake and arrange. Buy some chocolate and add it to the cake, optional. Stew. Get a bowl and fill it with water from a sink or fountain. Pick a potato and place it in the bowl. Cook some meat and add it to the bowl. Cook the stew in a range or over a fire. Pizza. Mix flour, see bread on page 22, and water to make a pizza base. Buy a tomato and add it to the pizza. Buy some cheese and add it to the pizza. Cook the pizza in a range. Add your choice of topping to the pizza. Mastering the basic skill of ranging. Why should I master ranging? The ranging skill allows you to attack players or monsters from a distance using special weapons such as a bow and arrow. When you hit a foe from a distance, you can use a hit and run tactics to avoid damage in the battle. It's also a good skill to know when you are fighting magic users, because it can be very effective against mages. Another bonus is that with high ranging XP, you get to wear cool armor. How do I do it? First, you need the right equipment, a bow and some arrows or bolts to shoot from. To use the weapons in battle, left click on the item and choose the wield option. Then click to attack a monster or another player, and you will shoot your arrows or bolts until you do something else or are attacked. It's important that there be a clean line of sight between you and your target. If there is something in the way, you won't be able to attack. After you attack, your opponent will try to run right at you for some hand-to-hand combat. If your opponent does not have any ranged attacks, you can keep shooting without taking any damage. When the fight is over, you can pick up any arrows on the ground and use them again, unless they are broken. A good ranger will use the land around him to get an advantage over his opponents. Attacking from higher ground or from the other side of a fence, for example, will keep your opponent at a distance so you can keep using your ranging attacks. What types of bows can I wield? The chart to the left shows you the types of bows available and the level needed to wield them. What kinds of ranging armor can I wield? This chart shows the types of armor rangers can wear and the level needed to wield the armor. A vambrace is a piece of ranger's armor used to protect the forearm. When equipped, it occupies the hand slot. Mastering the basic skill of mining. Why should I master mining? The mining skill is used to get ores and metals from rocks. You can sell the ores and metals or use them to make weapons or other items. Weapons are in high demand in RuneScape, so a skilled miner will have an advantage in the game. The higher your mining level, the more valuable metals and ores you can mine. With level 40, for example, you can mine gold to sell or craft into valuable jewelry. Other ores, such as mithril, adamantite, and runite, are prized for making highly effective weapons. If you can master these metals, you'll be sought after by other players. How do I do it? First, you need a pickaxe. You will receive one during the tutorial and can get a replacement from the mining tutor south of Lumbridge. Eventually, you will want a better pickaxe. You can purchase many kinds at the pickaxe shop in the Dwarven Mines. Once you have a pickaxe, head to one of the mining sites in RuneScape to start mining rocks. Right-click on a rock and then click on the prospect option. That will tell you what kind of ores are in the rock. Then click the mine option to mine the ore. The kind of ore you can mine depends on the level of mining XP you have. See the chart on page 27. It's not easy to get ore from rocks, so keep trying until you succeed. Once your mining XP increases, mining will be easier. Once someone has mined a rock, there will be no ore available from it for a short while. Wait a bit, and you can mine the rock again. Can I join a guild? You can enter the mining guild in Falador if you have a mining level of 60 or above. You will find a number of items useful for miners, including coal rocks and mithril rocks. You will also have access to the main Dwarven mines from there. What kind of ores and metals can I mine? This chart shows the types of ores and metals found in rocks and the level you need to mine them. You need to complete the Rune Mysteries quest before you can mine Rune Essence. Mastering the basic skill of smithing. Why should I master smithing? If you want to create something with the metals you've mined, you should learn how to smith. Smithing allows you to create a variety of weapons and armor which are in high demand from other players. It's a good way to make GPs while building up your XP. A good strategy would be to develop your mining and smithing skills at the same time. If you can combine a high mining level with a great smithing level, you'll be able to create powerful weapons that every player in RuneScape will want. How do I do it? Smithing has two stages, smelting and forging. Smelting converts your ores into bars. First, you need an ore. If you mine your own ore, you'll save some GPs and gain experience at the same time. Go to a furnace and select an ore from your inventory. Left click on the furnace to choose the kind of bar you want to make from your ore. You can smelt more than one kind of ore together. Once you have made your bar, you'll need to forge it. First, you'll need a hammer, which you can buy at a general store. Head to an anvil, select a bar from your inventory, and then click on the anvil. You will be given a list of items you can make from your bar. If you don't have enough bars to make the item, it will be written in red. If the item is written in green, you're all set. Choose the item you want, then hammer away. What kind of bars can I make? The chart above shows how to combine ores to make bars. Each bar requires a different level of experience in order to smelt it. When you forge an iron bar, you will only have a 50% chance of success. What kind of items can I forge? This chart shows at what level you can forge various items. About armor. A helm is a type of helmet. Plate mail is a type of body armor made from plates of metal. Chainmail is also a type of body armor made of small metal rings linked together. Mastering the basic skill of crafting. Why should I master crafting? You can make a lot of GPs forging metal and ore into weapons. You can also use the skill of crafting to turn metals into jewelry. Players love to adorn their characters with necklaces and amulets, so a master jewelry maker can become a very wealthy player. Crafting also has many practical applications. If you love cooking, you can craft your own pie dishes. If you like to battle, knowing how to craft leather armor is a handy skill. How do I do it? There are different methods for crafting different items. Pottery. Start with clay, which you can get by mining. Soften the clay with water. Take the clay to a potter's wheel, try the barbarian village. Use the clay on the potter's wheel and select what object you want to make. If you have the necessary level, you will be able to make the item. Take the item to a pottery oven to fire it. If it doesn't crack upon heating, you'll end up with a nice piece of pottery. Leather. Start with cowhides, which you can get by going to a cow field and killing some cows. Take the cowhide to Ellis the Tanner in Alcarid. There you can turn the hide into normal or hard leather. Hard leather is stronger, but costs a little more to make. Once you turn your hide into leather, you can craft it into a useful item, like a pair of boots or piece of armor. If you have enough thread in your inventory, click on the item you want to make to craft it. Gems. If you are lucky enough to find a gem, during a random event for instance, you can make it more valuable by cutting it. You can use a cut gem when you are making gold jewelry. First, buy a chisel from a general store or crafting shop. Select the chisel from your inventory and then the gem you wish to cut. If your crafting level is not high enough to cut the gem, you might want to make more pottery to increase your XP. Symbols. You can use silver bars to make symbols that will make your prayers last longer. These are called holy symbols. Use your silver bar on a furnace to make your holy symbol. To finish the symbol, you will need to make some string. Use shears from a general store to get wool from a sheep. Spin the wool on a spinning wheel into a ball. Use your ball of wool on your holy symbol to give it a string. If you have a prayer level of 31 or higher, you can take the symbol to Brother Jared in the monastery to be blessed. Jewelry and amulets. You need gold bars to make jewelry. The best way to get them is by mining and smithing. Once you have your bars, you can make amulets, necklaces, and rings. First, buy the mold you want from a crafting shop. Take the gold bar to a furnace and select the use option. Then choose the item you would like to make. If you are lucky enough to have a gem, you can add this jewel to your piece if you have a high enough smithing level. If you have a high enough magic level, you can also enchant amulets that will give bonuses to their owner. First, you need to give your amulet a string. See symbols above. Then use the magic skill to enchant it. See page 34. Can I join a guild? You can enter the crafting guild if your crafting level is at least 40. You also must be wearing a brown apron. It's located west of Port Sarum and north of Remington. In the guild, you will find many things to help you with crafting, including a pottery oven, potter's wheels, spinning wheels, gold and silver rocks, and a tanner. You can craft a tiara as a fabulous fashion accessory, or enchant one to allow you quicker access to temples. See page 35. Mastering the basic skill of runecrafting. Why should I master runecrafting? The game is called RuneScape after all. Once you learn to craft runes, you can use them with the magic skill to cast spells. If you want to be a master magician, then you should really know runecrafting. Sure, you can buy runes in shops, but some of the really powerful ones are rare. With a high enough runecrafting XP, you can make them yourself. How do I do it? Before you can craft runes, you must complete the Rune Mysteries quest. See page 48. Then you will have the ability to mine rune essence. You won't find rune essence in any old rock, so look for non-player characters, also called NPCs for short, to take you there. Once you find a rock with rune essence, mine it with a pickaxe, then take the essence to a temple to turn it into a magical rune. Finding rune temples isn't easy either, but you can locate them with the help of a runecrafting talisman. To locate each temple, take the talisman and select the locate option. The talisman will pull in the direction of the rune temple. Runecrafting is a lost skill, so when you find the temple, it will be in ruins. Use your talisman on these ruins to be transported to a restored temple. There, you will be able to turn your rune essence into rune stones. These talismans are fairly easy to find. Look for NPCs to give them to you, but beware, there are other, higher level talismans available for series seekers only. How can I get to the temples faster? If you've already discovered a talisman for a particular temple, you can enchant a tiara to make getting there faster. You can make a regular tiara by using a silver bar at a furnace, but first, you'll need a tiara mold purchased from a crafting store. Take the tiara to the temple you want access to. For example, to make an air tiara, take an enchanted tiara and an air talisman to the air temple. Once the talisman is enchanted, you can wear it when you go to the temple ruins. Then, just click on the runes to enter. This is slightly quicker and also frees up room in your inventory. What are the elemental tiaras? For faster, easier access to temples, enchant a tiara to gain access to the corresponding temples. What kinds of runes can I craft? The chart to the left shows the types of runes you can craft and the level you need to craft them. Mastering the basic skill of magic. Why should I master magic? It's fun to be a wizard, but if you're looking for a more serious reason, consider this. Magic spells cast with runes can give you a real advantage in battle. You can attack foes from a distance and destroy them before they even know what hit them. You can also cast spells to confuse and weaken your opponents, something non-magical foes can't do. And if your opponent is wearing heavy armor, it actually puts him at a disadvantage. Armor can make the spells you use even more effective. How do I do it? Almost all magic spells need runes. First, click on the spellbook in your inventory to get the magic menu. You'll see a bunch of pictures representing spells. If the picture is darkened, it means you don't have a high enough magic level to cast the spell or enough runes in your inventory. If the spell is lit up, it means you have everything you need. You're in business. Run your cursor over the spell to get a description of it and pictures of the runes you will need. You'll also see two numbers. The number on the left shows how many of that rune you have, and the number on the right shows how many you need to cast the spell. No two spells are alike. Some can be cast only on unfriendly monsters, and others can be cast only on yourself or your inventory. Try out a few and see what happens. If your spell fails, Don't worry, that happens sometimes. You will still get XP from casting it, and you will also fail less often as you gain more XP. What kinds of runes can I use? This chart tells you a little bit about each of the runes and what they do. While runecrafting Cosmic, Nature, Chaos, Law, and Death runes is not possible on the free game, it is possible for free players to obtain and use them. You may purchase them in shops or get them from monster drops. These can also be used to cast spells for things such as teleporting, which are unrelated to combat. What's the deal with staves? Staves are a quicker way to cast spells than using runes. They have an option called Recast, which lets you cast a spell repeatedly during battle. First, you need to wield a staff, which is represented by crossed swords. Choose any of the elemental spells you want to use and tie them to your staff. Then select the Attack With option on your staff and you will automatically fight by casting that spell when you enter combat. What kinds of jewelry can I enchant? If you have the necessary magic levels, you can enchant ordinary pieces of jewelry and make them magical items. This chart shows what happens when you enchant different types of jewelry. Mastering the basic skill of prayer. Why should I master prayer? Magic is one way to give you an edge in RuneScape. Prayer is another. It's a special skill made up entirely for the RuneScape game. It can give you a boost in battle, make you stronger, and restore hit points. It doesn't cost you a thing, but the effects don't last long. How do I do it? It's easy to use prayer. Just select the prayer symbol from your interface. If you are at a high enough level to use the prayer, it will be lit up. Left click on the prayer to activate it. Your prayer points will drain when you use prayers, so head to a church to recharge them. One way to increase your prayer XP is to bury the bones of monsters you kill, or you can bury bones left on the ground by another player. Can I join a guild? No, but if you have a prayer level of 31 or more, you can enter the monastery located west of Edgeville. You can get a prayer boost here and grab some monk's robes too. Mastering combat. Why should I battle? Let's face it, the combat option is one of the most popular features on RuneScape. It's a way for ordinary people to unleash their inner warrior in a safe environment. In RuneScape, you can slay monsters and battle fierce warriors in competitions of skill and strength. Whether or not you want to fight, it's a good idea to build up your overall combat level. You never know when a skeleton, scorpion, or some other creature will attack you out of nowhere. It's good to know how to defend yourself. How do I do it? To fight a monster or character in the game, just point your mouse at your opponent and select the attack option. Not all characters can be attacked, and you can't attack other players unless you're in the wilderness. If you're able to attack a character, you'll see their combat level next to their name. Then, it's time to make a decision. If your opponent's combat level is a lot higher than yours, you probably don't want to fight. There are color codes to help you. A weaker opponent will have a green number, an equal opponent will have a yellow number, and a strong opponent will have a red number. If you decide to fight, click on the crossed swords icon on your player interface. This will show you what weapons you have and what moves you can do with them. When you choose your move, the battle begins. How do I know if I'm winning or losing? Each fighting character will have a horizontal bar above his head. The color green means you're healthy. If the bar starts turning red, it means you're taking damage. If your bar is red and your opponent's is still pretty green, you can run away from the battle if you want. Keep moving because monsters will chase you when you run. What happens if I die? Don't panic. If you lose all your hit points in a battle, your character will die, but you won't be out of the game. You'll soon turn up in Lumbridge, alive and well. You'll keep all your stats and skills, but you'll lose all of the items you're carrying. That's why it's a good idea to keep most of the stuff in your bank. There is a bonus for non-violent players. If you haven't attacked any other player recently, you will get to keep your 3 most valuable items when your character dies. What kinds of combat skills do I have? Attack, strength, defense, and hit points. What are some battle strategies I can use? Here are some things to know when battling different types of players. Skill: Fighter. Good against rangers who have trouble penetrating their plate armor. Bad against mages who can attack from a distance. Plate armor conducts magic. Tip: when fighting a mage, a fighter should remove plate armor, then try to run in for some close combat. Skill: Mage. Good against fighters. A mage will attack from a safe distance. His spells will be made stronger by the fighter's plate armor. Bad against rangers. Their leather armor is a good defense against spells, and a mage's robes are not arrow-proof. Tip: when facing a fighter, a mage should blast away with his best damage spells and hope for the best. Skill: Ranger. Good against mages. Ranger's leather armor is a good defense against spells, and a longbow can snag a mage as he's running away. Bad against a fighter. Although it's a close fight, a fighter's plate armor can't be penetrated by arrows. If a fighter gets close enough, he will hack through a ranger's leather armor with his powerful weapons. Tip: a ranger should be sure to keep his distance when fighting a fighter. If all else fails, he can distract the fighter and run away. What types of weapons can I wield? This chart shows the different types of weapons available and how they compare to one another when used in combat. Why do I need armor? If you're going to be in battle, you're going to need some armor to protect you. You can buy armor in a shop or learn how to make it with the skills of smithing and crafting. The kind of armor you wear depends on the kind of fighting you want to do. Fighting armor. Armor for melee fighters is made from a wide range of materials, usually metals. These are the types of armor available for fighters. Metal attack level requirements. Your weapons can be made from different metals depending on what your attack level is. Metal defense level requirements. Similarly, armor can be made from different metals depending on what your defense level is. Ranger armor. This chart shows what kinds of armor are available to rangers and what level you need to wear it. Leather and dragonhide. Leather. Advantage. Can be toughened with hardening or studs, flexible, resistant to crushing attacks. Disadvantage. Weaker against stabbing attacks. Dragonhide. Advantage. Much stronger than basic leather, can help defend against spells and magical effects. Disadvantage. Can interfere with the wearer's ability to cast magic. Mage armor. Because heavy armor will interfere with the casting of magic spells, it doesn't really work very well for mages. Mage robes are a better option. They allow you to easily cast and defend against magic. One limitation, however, is that they offer no protection against range or melee combat.
Mastering quests. Why should I go on quests? Well, here's why, you dumb little idiot. No matter what you choose to do in RuneScape, whether you're a fighter, a fisherman, a mage, a lurer, a scammer, a bot, a gambling bot, there's something you can gain by going on quests. It's a great way to get to know RuneScape and practice your skills, and if you succeed, there's always a reward waiting for you. As you travel around RuneScape, you may see this quest icon. If you do, talk to the NPCs in the area of the icon. A nearby character will usually start you on your quest, or they'll kill you. Take note, if the NPC you're talking to suddenly asks if you'd like your armor trimmed, that is not an NPC, that is a sketchy 4th grader wanting to take your items. Do not trade them. Of course, some quests are challenging, and there are dangers lurking in some quests that could seriously harm your hit points. That's why we've provided you with this guide to the quests of RuneScape. We'll tell you where to find them and what's at stake, and maybe, just maybe, give you some hints and tips to help along your way. Please don't skip the dialogue. We worked very hard on the dialogue. We will be very sad if you don't read every word in the quest. Please, come on, man. Just read the dialogue. Make sure to read everything. Please make sure to read everything. Please read everything.
Guide to RuneScape quests. Cook's Assistant quest. Difficulty level, very easy. Requirements, none. Location of the quest, Town of Lumbridge in the castle. Who are you doing the quest for? The castle cook. How do you begin this quest? Find the cook in the castle's kitchen and talk to him. He will tell you his story, and then you can offer to help him or not. If you offer to help him, your quest will begin. Object of the quest. The cook needs to bake a cake for the Duke's birthday, but he is out of ingredients. He wants you to get the ingredients for him, some milk, an egg, and some flour. Be sure you have a bucket and a pot. Reward. You are rewarded 1 quest point and 300 cooking XP. If you keep talking to the cook after you finish the quest, he will let you use the castle stove so you can cook your own food. Take him up on it. A stove lets you cook your food without burning it so easily. Tip. Don't forget to use your map. It will help you figure out where you need to go. Hint. The windmill has 3 levels. Romeo and Juliet. Difficulty level, very easy. Requirements, none. Location of quest, Juliet's house in Varrock. Who are you doing the quest for? Juliet and Romeo. How do you begin this quest? Find Juliet in her house in northwestern Varrock. Object of the quest. Juliet wants you to give a message to Romeo. Juliet's father doesn't approve of the relationship and they want to run away together. First, you must deliver a message from Juliet to Romeo, then make a potion to give to Juliet, which will help them run away. Reward. 5 quest points. Tip. All NPCs appear as yellow dots on your map screen. If you can't find Romeo in the crowded town square, walk in the direction of the yellow dot. Hint. Cadaver berries can be found in the woods. Sheep shear. Difficulty level, very easy. Requirements, none. Location of quest. Northwest of Lumbridge in the house next to the chicken coop. Who are you doing the quest for? Fred the farmer. How do you begin this quest? Go to the house next to the chicken coop, talk to Fred, whom you'll find either inside or outside of the house. Object of the quest. Fred the farmer needs help shearing his sheep. He wants you to shear some sheep and bring him back 20 balls of wool. Be sure to get 1 pair of shears, which cost 1 GP at the general store. Reward: 1 quest point, 150 crafting XP, and 60 GPs. Tip: if a sheep runs away while you're trying to shear it, don't give up. You'll get it eventually. Doric's Quest. Difficulty level: easy. Requirements: none, but it's easier to do with a higher mining XP. Location of quest: in a house north of Falador. Who are you doing the quest for? Doric the Dwarf. How do you begin this quest? Speak to Doric in his house and ask if you can use his anvils. Object of the quest: Doric will let you use his anvils on one condition, if you get him 6 clay, 4 copper ore, and 2 iron ore. Be sure to have a mining tool such as a pickaxe. Reward: you are awarded 1 quest point, 1300 mining XP, 180 GPs, and use of Doric's anvil. Tip: it's easy to get lost in the mines, so remember where you entered. Hint: if you can't mine the iron, check out the store in the mine. Goblin Diplomacy. Difficulty level: easy. Requirements: none. Location of quest: Rusty Anchor Bar in Port Sarum. Who are you doing the quest for? The bartender. How do you begin this quest? Talk to the bartender at the Rusty Anchor. Object of the quest: business has been bad at the bar because the threat of a goblin war has scared away the customers. The goblins have been arguing about what color their armor should be. You need to help the goblin generals decide on an armor color. Be sure to have about 50 GPs on you so you can purchase the things you need. Reward: 5 quest points, 200 crafting XP, and a gold bar. Tip: an easy way to get goblin mail is to kill a goblin in the village. Hints: goblin generals are hard to please. Having a backup choice will save you time. Imp Catcher. Difficulty level: easy. Requirements: none. Location of quest: the Wizard's Tower. Who are you doing the quest for? Wizard Mizgog. How do you begin this quest? Talk to Wizard Mizgog, who is in the attic of the Wizard's Tower. You must say please when you ask him for a quest. Object of the quest: imps have stolen some of Mizgog's magical beads, red, yellow, black, and white. He wants you to return the beads to him. Reward: 1 quest point, 875 magic XP, and an amulet of accuracy. Tip: you will find lots of imps at the volcano on Karamja. The Restless Ghost. Difficulty level: easy. Requirements: the ability to defeat a level 13 skeleton is helpful. Location of start of quest: town of Lumbridge in the church. Who are you doing the quest for? Father Eric. How do you begin this quest? Go to the church and talk to Father Eric. Ask him if he has a quest for you. Object of the quest: Father Eric has a ghost that is disturbing the peace in the church graveyard. He wants you to put the ghost to rest. His friend Father Ernie can help you. Reward: 1 quest point, 1125 per XP, and the Amulet of Ghost Speak. Tip: if you can't defeat a level 13 skeleton when you try this quest, run for your life when you see it. Hint: look for the skull in the northeast room of the church basement. Rune Mysteries. Difficulty level: easy. Requirements: none. Location of start of quest: town of Lumbridge in the castle. Who are you doing the quest for? Duke Horatio. How do you begin this quest? Find Duke Horatio upstairs in the castle. Ask him if he has any quests. Object of the quest: the Duke has found a mysterious object, the Air Talisman, and wants a wizard named Cedrador to examine it. After you bring the Air Talisman to Cedrador, the wizard will ask you to bring a research package to Aubrey the Rune Seller in return for some research notes. Reward: 1 quest point, access to the Rune Essence Mine, and access to the Air Talisman. Tip: Aubrey's rune shop is marked on the map with a fire symbol. Witch's Potion. Difficulty level: easy. Requirements: none. Location of quest: in Hetty's house in Remington. Who are you doing the quest for? Hetty the Witch. How do you begin this quest? Visit Hetty the Witch and ask her for a quest. When she questions you, answer yes. Object of the quest: to get some potion ingredients for Hetty: Eye of Newt, a rat's tail, an onion, and a burnt piece of meat. Reward: 1 quest point and 325 magic XP. Tip: you won't have to go far from Remington to get the ingredients you need. Black Knight's Fortress. Difficulty level: medium. Requirements: 12 quest points and the ability to defeat level 33 Black Knights. Location of quest: in the 2nd floor of White Knight's castle in Falador. Who are you doing this quest for? The White Knights. How do you begin this quest? Talk to Ceramic Vars on the 3rd floor of the castle. Object of the quest: the Black Knights are up to no good. The White Knights want you to spy on them and uncover their evil scheme. Reward: 3 quest points and 2500 GPs. Tip: a disguise can help you sneak into the Black Knight's fortress. Hint: a cabbage can save the day. Ernest the Chicken. Difficulty level: medium. Requirements: none. Location of quest: outside of Draenor Manor in northern Draenor Village. Who are you doing this quest for? Veronica. How to begin this quest? Speak to Veronica outside of Draenor Manor. Object of the quest. Veronica and her fiancé Ernest were lost. Ernest went inside the spooky-looking manor to ask for directions, but he never came out. You must agree to go into the manor to find Ernest. When you enter, you'll find out he's been turned into a chicken by Professor Audenstein. You need to help the professor turn Ernest back into a human by gathering 3 things for his machine: a pressure gauge, a rubber tube, and an oil can. Reward: 4 quest points and 300 GPs. Tip: pick up any interesting items you find in the mansion. They may help you get the items you need. Hint: there is a secret door in the mansion. Pirate's Treasure. Difficulty level: medium. Requirements: none. Location of quest: Port Sarum on the dock behind the Rusty Anchor Bar. Who are you doing this for? Redbeard Frank. How do you begin this quest? Talk to Redbeard Frank and ask him about treasure. Object of the quest. Redbeard Frank will tell you where to find One-Eyed Hector's pirate treasure if you can get him a bottle of Karamja rum. Bring the rum back to Frank and follow the clues to the pirate's treasure. Be sure to have about 90 GPs and a spade. Reward: 2 quest points and the treasure. Tip: white aprons are sold in the Varrock clothes shop for 2 GPs. Hint: banana crates are excellent for smuggling items through customs. Prince Ali Rescue. Difficulty: medium. Requirements: none. Location of quest: Al Kharid in the castle. Who are you doing this quest for? Hassan and Osman. How do you begin this quest? Find Hassan in the castle in Al Kharid and ask him if he needs help. He does want your help, but he wants you to talk to Osman, who can be found outside the castle. Object of the quest: Osman tells you that Prince Ali has been kidnapped by Lady Kelly and is being held hostage in the jail near Draenor Village. Hassan and Osman want you to attempt a dangerous rescue. You must put together a disguise to smuggle Prince Ali out of the jail. Break into the jail and flee with the disguised prince. Reward: 3 quest points and 700 GPs. You also become an official friend of Valkyrid and can pass through the toll gates for free from now on. Tip: the jail guards will attack anyone who comes near the jail. You can fight these level 26 guards, or wait until they are off harassing other players before you approach Lady Kelly. Hint: a shop in Varrock sells a pink skirt just like Lady Kelly's. Demon Slayer. Difficulty level: difficult. Requirements: you should be able to defeat an apocalyptic demon. Location of quest: Varrock Square, next to the clothing shop and west of the Varrock Fountain. Who are you doing this quest for? The Gypsy. How do you begin this quest? When the Gypsy asks if she can read your future, say yes. Object of the quest: a mighty demon has been summoned to destroy the city of Varrock. The Gypsy tells you that you are the one destined to stop him. Reward: 3 quest points and the Silverlight Sword. Tip: killing chickens is a quick way to get the bones you will need for this quest. Shield of Arav. Difficulty level: novice. Requirements: 1 friend who has not started the quest yet. Location of quest: in Varrock Castle in the library, the northernmost room. Who are you doing the quest for? Reldo the librarian. How do you begin this quest? You and your friend should both visit Reldo and ask him if he has a quest for you. Object of the quest: a valuable shield has been stolen from the Museum of Varrock by a gang of professional thieves. You and your friend will have to go undercover to try to track down the shield and return it to the museum. Be sure to have 20 GPs. Reward: 1 quest point and 600 GPs. Tip: the friend with the highest combat XP should join the Phoenix Gang of Thieves. Vampire Slayer. Difficulty level: difficult. Requirements: you should be able to defeat a vampire. Location of quest: in Morgan's house in Draenor Village. Who are you doing the quest for? A villager named Morgan. How do you begin this quest? Find Morgan's house in the center of the village and talk to him. Tell him you will help him with his problem. Object of the quest: a vampire is terrorizing the people of Draenor Village. Morgan will send you to Dr. Harlow, who will tell you how to slay the vampire. Be sure to have some food with you to restore hit points while you are fighting. Be sure to have 1 pair of shears, which cost 1 GP at the general store. Reward: 3 quest points and 4,825 attack XP. Tip: if you don't want to end up as vampire food, don't attempt this quest unless you have a high overall combat XP. Hint: Morgan has some garlic in his house. The Knight's Sword. Difficulty level: intermediate. Requirements: mining level of 10 or above, and you must not be afraid of level 57 ice warriors. Location of quest: in the courtyard of the White Knight's castle in Falador. Who are you doing this quest for? Sir Viven's Squire. How do you begin this quest? You can usually find the Squire in the castle gardens. Ask him how he's doing, and he'll tell you his troubles. Offer to help him to begin your quest. Object of the quest. Sir Vivan Squire has lost his master's sword. You need to find one of the Incando dwarves to help you make a new sword. Reward. 1 quest point and 12,725 smithing XP. Tip. The dwarf swordmaker will make an extra sword for you if you have extra materials and ask nicely. Hint. The portrait of the sword can be found inside a cupboard. Dragon Slayer. Difficulty level, most difficult, an experienced quest. Requirements. You must be a member of the Champions Guild and have the ability to kill a level 83 dragon. Location of quest. The Champions Guild, which is located southwest of Varrock's south exit. To enter, you need at least 32 quest points. Who are you doing the quest for? Oziak, a friend of the Guildmaster. How do you begin this quest? Find the Guildmaster and ask him about rune plate mail. He will send you to his friend Oziak. Ask him how to prove you're a hero. Object of the quest. Oziak will tell you to kill Elvarg the Dragon on Crandor Isle. Reward. 2 quest points, the ability to wear rune plate mail and dragon leather, and lots of extra combat XP. Tip. Bring some high energy food with you so you can restore hit points during the fierce battle with Elvarg. Hint. You can buy a wizard mind bomb at the pub in Falador. Characters and creatures. There are so many people in RuneScape to meet, so many creatures to battle. This section will give you some info about each of them so you'll know what to do when you encounter one. An air wizard is level 13, 5'8", and 160 pounds. You can find them north of the Remington mine. Appearance-wise, they're solid enough to fight. Description: a practiced mage who specializes in the air spells. His skills with air magic give him the ability to heal if air spells are used against him. When you see one, you should attack him with pretty much anything except an air spell. It'll work. Bandits are level 21, 5'11", 235 pounds. They can be found in the wilderness, and they appear as human. They live by the bandits' code: steal from the rich and give to the poor. Of course, to bandits, they're the poor, and the rich are everyone else. When you see one, you should stay away if you're not a high level enough to defeat him, unless you feel like losing your gold. Otherwise, go ahead and attack. You just might be able to rob the robber. Barbarians come at level 10, 15, and 17, are 6'2", 235 pounds. Appearance-wise, they're warriors with big muscles, beards, and rustic armor. Barbarians used to roam RuneScape, although they've settled down in recent years. They don't usually take sides in the battle of good versus evil that goes on in RuneScape. When you see one, you should use magic if you can when you battle. Barbarian women, their levels 9 and 10, are 5'9" and 160 pounds. You can find them in the Barbarian Village. They're muscle-clad female warriors. They're self-sufficient, having plundered and pillaged in the tribal warfare of days past. Some contemporary barbarians have now dropped anchor with settlements of their own, remaining relatively neutral. They could be a useful force indeed if anyone could tempt them into an alliance. When you see one, you should attack to get combat XP, but don't underestimate this warrior. Barbarian women can be even tougher than men. Bears are level 19 and 21. They're 5 foot, but 8 foot at full stretch, and weigh 600 pounds. You'll find bears roaming in the forests. They're large and furry. Don't mistake these big beasts for teddy bears. Hunters will often seek them for their fur, but these powerful animals can defend themselves pretty well. When you see one, you should try not to disturb it. Black Knights are level 33, are 6 foot tall, and weigh 200 pounds. They can be found in the Black Knight's fortress in the north and the lava maze in the wilderness. The 200 pounds are all muscle. These black-clad knights are fierce in battle and known for their villainous behavior, but they also have a love for finer things in life like poetry and fine food. When you see one, you should show some respect, unless you want to get pummeled. Chaos Dwarves are level 48, are 4'3", and weigh 220 pounds. They can be found in the wilderness. These hefty dwarves have a reddish hue due to their skin. Some say it's because they're constantly angry and ready to fight. These hot-headed dwarves would rather slam an axe in your face than shake your hand. When you see one, you should get ready for a battle you'll never forget, if you have enough combat XP. Chickens are level 1, are 12 inches tall, and weigh 5 pounds. They can be found in chicken pens, in Lumbridge, and around RuneScape. Appearance: mouthwatering. Chickens are fast walkers, probably because beginners love to prey on chickens to up their levels. When you see one, you should kill it for its meat and feathers. Cows are level 2, are 5 foot 10 inches tall, and weigh 1,500 pounds. You can find them in the enclosures north of Lumbridge and near the Crafting Guild. Appearance: they're pretty beefy. These animals are an important source of food and leather in RuneScape. When you see one, you should milk it if it's a dairy cow, and if it's a beef cow, slaughter it for its meat and cowhide. Dark warriors are level 8, are 5 foot 10 inches tall, and weigh 200 pounds. You can find them in the wilderness. They're well armed. These warriors are motivated by money. They like to hang around with other shady characters. When you see one, you should leave them alone, unless you're looking for trouble. Dark warriors don't like to be bothered. Dark wizards are level 7 and 20. They're 5 foot 8 inches tall and weigh 160 pounds. They can be found in the Stone Circle south of Varrock and the Wilderness, and the fishing spot in Draenor Village. They look like a wizard, only darker. These treacherous mages have been known to turn on each other. They can't be trusted. Level 7 dark wizards like to attack players at random. When you see one, you should battle it if you have enough combat XP. Dwarves are level 10, are 4 foot 2 inches tall, and weigh 200 pounds. They can be found in and around the Ice Mountain and the Dwarven Mine. They're short and stout. Dwarves are not happy unless they are mining iron ore, and even then, they're really not that happy. When you see one, you should battle it to raise your XP level. Farmers are level 7, 5 foot 10 inches tall, and weigh 180 pounds. They can be found on farms and near windmills throughout RuneScape. These hardworking folk can be surprisingly wealthy. It is rumored that some farmers hoard valuable rune stones. When you see one, you should talk to him unless he's angry with you for trespassing on his land. Fire wizards are level 13, 5 foot 8 inches tall, and 160 pounds. They can be found north of the Remington Mine. They have a fiery appearance. He's a practiced mage who specializes in the fire spells. His skills with fire magic give him the ability to heal if fire spells are used against him. When you see one, you should don't bother trying a fire spell against him. Ghosts are level 19 and 24. You can't measure a ghost's height, and you can't weigh a spirit. You can find them in Draenor Manor and Varrock Sewer's dungeon. They look otherworldly. Ghosts aren't too happy to be stuck between the worlds of the living and the dead. When you see one, you should try not to disturb it or it will attack. Giants are level 28 for hill giants and level 42 for moss giants. They're 7 foot 2 inches tall, weigh 290 pounds. You can find them in the wilderness and most dungeons. They're really, really tall. Giants are said to be one of the oldest races in RuneScape. They like to keep to themselves and will attack anyone who gets under their feet. When you see one, you should wish you were bigger. Giant rats are levels 3 and 6. They're 2 feet tall, weigh 120 pounds. They can be found in Lumbridge Swamp, Varrock slums and sewers, and dungeons around RuneScape. They're dirty gray with beady eyes. They slink around filthy places, eating from rotting carcasses. When you see one, you should kill it. King scorpions are level 32, up to 6 feet long, and weigh up to 240 pounds. They're found in the Dwarven Mines. They look like extremely aggressive lobsters. Some creatures will only attack you when you bother them, but not king scorpions. If you just walk past one, it will attack you, so run first and ask questions later. When you see one, you should run away if you don't have a high combat level. Giant spiders are levels 2 and 27. They're 30 feet tall, and weigh 20 pounds. You'll find them hanging out in the Lumbridge Castle basement and in sewers and houses. They're 8-legged and scary. They may bite you if you're not careful where you're walking and bump into one. Otherwise, they'll often vanish down giant plug holes. When you see one, you should attack it, if it's level 2 that is. Goblins are levels 2, 5, and 13. They're 5 foot 4 inches tall and weigh 180 pounds. They're all over RuneScape, especially Lumbridge and the woods near Port Sarim. They're green and warty, but they're weak and not too brave or smart. They are good targets for low-level players. When you see one, you should attack it if you want to raise your combat XP and gain some money or items to boot. Greater demons are level 92, are 8 foot 6 inches tall, and weigh 350 pounds. They're in the ruins in the northeast wilderness. They're horned, winged, and dangerous. These beasts are cruel, killing machines. When you see one, you should wish you were someplace else. A greater demon can kill you in a matter of seconds. Guards are levels 21 and 22, 5 foot 10 inches tall, and weigh 220 pounds. They can be found wherever things need guarding, especially banks and gates in the towns. They look stocky and not very friendly looking. These tough guys take their job seriously. If they're not supposed to let someone pass, they won't. But if they see a crime happening down the street, they'll look the other way. When you see one, you should wait until he's distracted, then try to sneak past him. Guard bandits are level 22, are 5 foot 11 inches tall, and weigh up to 70 pounds. They can be found in the wilderness, and they look human. They make it tougher to get into the bandit camp by attacking people passing by through the entrance. When you see one, you should watch out, especially if you're trying to get into their camp. Highwaymen are level 5, are 6 foot tall, and weigh 200 pounds. They can be found at major crossroads, south of Draenor Manor, and between Remington and Falador. They're stylish humans wearing a cape and sometimes a mask. They look like a robber with a fashion sense, but don't be fooled by his dashing demeanor. Highwaymen love to jump out at unsuspecting travelers and tourists and attack them and steal their money. You'll know them by their signature cry, stand and deliver. When you see one, you should fight back. If you're a low-level player, a highwayman can do a lot of damage. Hobgoblins are levels 28 and 42. They're 5 foot 8 inches tall and weigh 200 pounds. They can be found in the wilderness dungeons and the peninsula behind the crafting guild. They're larger and stronger than regular goblins, but not as smart, if you can believe that. They like to keep their teeth sharp so they can eat their opponents. When you see one, you should be wary. Sometimes hobgoblins attack, and sometimes they don't. Ice giants are level 53, are 7 foot 2 inches tall, and weigh 290 pounds. They can be found in the dungeon near Thurgo's house and the wilderness. They're tall and frigid. One of the oldest races in RuneScape, ice giants have evolved to adapt to the environment and can survive and fight very well in cold and icy conditions. When you see one, you should give them plenty of space and try to avoid getting under their feet, unless of course you have a high enough combat level to take them on. Ice warriors are level 57. Their height varies and their weight is unknown. They can be found in the ice giant's cave and the wilderness. They look like human men but are made of ice. These mysterious men can be dangerous when disturbed. When you see one, you should be very, very polite. Ice warriors can't stand players with attitude. Imps are level 2, are 10 inches tall, and weigh 15 pounds. Imps have an annoying habit of turning up everywhere. They're small and bright red. These little devils use their small size to their advantage. They love to steal little items like wool, beads, food, and hats. When you see one, you should act quickly. Imps will run away just as you're about to slay them. Jail guards are level 26, are 5 foot 9, and weigh 210 pounds. They can be found east of Draenor Village. They're greasy and sloppy. They're technically human, but they barely make the cut. They're just plain rotten. They love to torment their prisoners, and they will attack anyone who goes near the jail, even if they're just walking by. When you see one, you should run away. If you really need to get into the jail, wait until they are distracted and sneak past. Lesser demons are level 82, 8 foot 3 inches tall, and weigh 320 pounds. You can find them in Karamja, Melzer's Maze, Lava Maze, Wizard's Tower, and Crandor. They're red with large horns. They might be called lesser demons, but they've got fiery tempers, and they are just as dangerous as the other demons. When you see one, you should run away, unless you're a particularly tough adventurer, or you could try slowly killing the caged one in the Wizard's Tower. A man is level 2, a generic man, 5 foot 10 inches tall, and weighs 175 pounds. You can find them everywhere. Humans are the most numerous species in RuneScape. They're constantly being attacked by players trying to increase their levels. When you see one, you should do what your conscience tells you to do. Some players like the easy combat experience, others prefer not to attack fellow humans and talk to them instead. Monks are levels 3 and 5. They're 6 foot tall and weigh 180 pounds. They can be found in the monastery west of Edgeville. They're humans wearing robes. These men lead peaceful lives of prayer and devotion. When you see one, you should be nice. Monks will heal you if you are injured. Monk of Zamorak are level 22, are 6 feet tall, and weigh 180 pounds. You can find them at the Chaos Temple of North Asgarnia. These monks adorn themselves with the blood-red robes of Zamorak. Zamorak is the ultra-evil dude who threatens all of RuneScape. His monks worship him and do his bidding. They're not so nice. When you see one, you should battle at your own risk. Muggers are level 6, are 5 foot 10 inches tall, and weigh 160 pounds. They can be found at the Varrock Castle. They're shifty looking. A mugger is as dashing as a highwayman, but he's more violent than a thief. All three of them want to steal from you, and the mugger will definitely harm you in the process. When you see one, you should fight back. You can probably take him. Pirates are levels 19, 20, and 25, are 5 feet 9 inches tall, and weigh 215 pounds. They're found in Port Sarim, Karamja Island, and sometimes the Ice Giant Cave. You can usually recognize a pirate by the eye patch he's wearing. These merry men love eating and having fun, especially when they're spending your money. When you see one, you should hang out and have a good time, but keep an eye on your GPs. Rats are levels 1 and 3, are up to 5 feet tall and up to 70 pounds. They can be found in most sewers and many dungeons. They appear mouse-like. They live in sewers and underground areas. Rats are a fairly common type of pest littered around RuneScape. When you see one, you should attack it, especially if you need a rat's tail. Scorpions are level 12, up to 3 feet long, and up to 120 pounds. They can be found in the Dwarven mines. They're like big punk rock lobsters. A scorpion will sting you with its tail. Ouch. When you see one, you should either ignore it, or if your combat level is high enough, fight it. Sheep are level 0, are 3 feet 6 inches tall, and weigh 230 pounds. They can be found at the farm near Lumbridge. They're moving balls of fluff and are peaceful and passive. When you see one, you should shear it to get its wool. Skeletons have various levels. Their height also varies depending on the previous owner of the bones. They're about 100 pounds or more for big bone skeletons. They can be found in the Wizard's Tower, Draenor Manor, Varrock Sewers, and Edgeville Dungeon. They appear skinny. These soldiers of the dead love violence. Higher level skeletons tend to be more aggressive. When you see one, you should fight or run, depending on your combat XP. Spiders are levels 1 and 2, are up to 10 inches tall, and weigh up to 20 pounds. They're mostly found in sewers and many dungeons. They appear creepy. Living in sewers and underground areas, spiders are a fairly common type of monster littered around RuneScape. When you see one, you should attack it to gain combat XP. Thieves are level 16, are 5 feet 9 inches tall, and weigh 180 pounds. They can be found skulking around Varrock. They appear human. They like hanging out with pirates and comparing loot. When you see one, you should. While they won't normally attack you, they will definitely fight back if you attack them, and they're fairly strong. Unicorns are level 15, are 5 feet 6 inches tall, and weigh 260 pounds. They're found in the woods south of Varrock and south of Edgeville. They look like a horse with a horn. These peaceful creatures may have magical abilities, but no one is sure what they are. They definitely have a soothing effect on people who go near them. When you see one, you should behold the wonder of this amazing creature. A water wizard is level 13, is 5 feet 8 inches tall, and weighs 160 pounds. They can be found north of the Remington mine. They appear hydro-powered. He's a practiced mage who specializes in water spells. He's able to heal himself if one is used against him. When you see one, you should use anything but a water spell against him. White Knights are level 36. They're 5 feet 11 inches tall and weigh 195 pounds. The White Knights have their own castle in Falador. They're striking knights in shiny armor. White Knights have a reputation for being the goody two-shoes of RuneScape. Maybe it's because they're so polite. Still, you have to admire them for their dedication to the forces of good and for their unfailing sense of honor. When you see one, you should be polite back, as they can be fearsome warriors. Witches are level 25, are 5 feet 4 inches tall, and weigh 150 pounds. They can be found in South Carid and Draenor Manor. You can usually tell a witch by her pointy hat. These wise women practice the useful magic crafts of old RuneScape. They tend to be loners because their powers are distrusted by others. When you see one, you should be nice. She may be able to do something helpful for you. Wizards are level 9, are 5 feet 8 inches tall, and weigh 160 pounds. They can be found at the Wizard's Tower. They have long robes and pointy hats. The Wizards hold a special place in RuneScape history, but when they join with the Dark Wizards, they plunge the land into chaos. They are very protective of the runestones, which are becoming harder and harder to find. When you see one, you should see what you can learn if you want to master the skill of magic. Women are level 2, are 5 feet 8 inches tall, and weigh 160 pounds. Like men, they can be found all over RuneScape. They're human, but prettier than men. Humans are certainly quite advanced creatures, building large communities and various labor-saving devices. When you see one, you should either attack or not attack. The choice is up to you. Zombies are various levels. They're 5 feet 6 inches tall and weigh 180 pounds. They can be found in Varrock Sewers and other hidden locations. These terrifying creatures crave flesh and will attack any living thing that dares to come near them. When you see one, you should hold your nose. Nothing smells worse than a living corpse. Oh, and you should probably run too. Fast. About Lumbridge. You will start your RuneScape adventure in Lumbridge. It's not the best place to find shops, but it's rich in farms, fish, and goblins to battle. You can pick cabbage, potatoes, and wheat, and even kill chickens and cows to eat for free. When your belly is filled with all that free food, go battle some low-level monsters or characters to build up your overall combat XP. Places to shop. Bob's Brilliant Axes sells axes and battle axes. He also repairs them if they break. There's also the Lumbridge General Store. Places of interest. Lumbridge Castle, where you may find the start of a few quests. People of interest. The Lumbridge Guide has lots of helpful info for you. G and Donnie can also give you some tips. Also look for the Cabbage Farm for free veggies, so what if they don't taste great? The Chicken Coop for free chicken, feathers, and eggs. The Church with Altar to recharge your prayer points. Cooking ranges, essential for baking things like bread and pies. A cow farm with beef or cowhide for the taking. Fishing, a furnace for smelting ore. Onion farm for free onions to spice up your cooking. potato farm for yummy free spuds, a sheep farm where you can find free wool, a spinning wheel for spinning wool, water for cooking and crafting, and a windmill to turn wheat into grain. About Alcarid. This city is east of Lumbridge. You must pay 10 GPs to enter the city through the toll gate, but if you want to save your gold, you can take a long journey around the border fence. Once you complete the Prince Ali rescue quest, however, you can pass through the gates for free. In this exotic desert land, you will find unique items to buy, fascinating people, and camels. Places to shop. The Alcarid General Store for nearly everything under the desert sun, Dominic's Crafting Store, which sells crafting supplies, a gem stall, Karam's Kebab Store for tasty desert cuisine, Louis' Armored Legs for your leg plate needs, Renail's Super Skirt Store for plate skirts for battle, a silk stall, and Zeke's Superior Scimitars. Places of interest, the Alcarid Castle, where Prince Ali's rescue began. People of interest, Ellis the Tanner will tan your cowhides for you. Also look for a bank, cooking ranges, a furnace, mining, and water. About Varrock. The largest city in RuneScape is almost always very crowded. That's probably because it's so convenient to find what you need. It's loaded with shops, mysterious places, and 2 banks. Be careful when you visit this city though. To the north is the wilderness, where the action is no holds barred and the other players are able to kill you. If you are a new player, be wary if someone tells you to follow them into the wilderness. There's many places to shop. The Apothecary, Aubrey's Rune Shop, Varrock the Fur Trader, the Blue Moon Inn, the Dancing Donkey Bar, Horvig's Armor Shop, the Jolly Boar Inn, Lowe's Archery Emporium, the Varrock Sword Shop, Thessalia's Fine Clothes, and Zaf's Superior Staves. There's 3 places of interest: the Varrock Church, where you can recharge your prayer, Varrock Palace, and the Stone Circle, where dark wizards like to gather. People of interest: Romeo and Juliet, who will send you on a quest, Reldo the Librarian, who can be found in Varrock Castle, and the Gypsy, who will ask you to read your fortune to you. Also look for an anvil, banks, cooking ranges, field of Kadava and red berries, a furnace, and water. About Falador. This city is located in central RuneScape. It's a nice place to visit with lots of statues and a big park with beautiful gardens. After you see the sights, you can browse for some battle gear in one of Falador's shops. Places to shop: Cassie's Shield Shop, the Falador General Store, Flynn's Mace Market, Herkin's Gems, Wayne's Chains, a chainmail specialist. People of interest: Hairdresser. Visit the Makeover Mage to completely change your character's appearance for a 3000 GP fee, and Wyson the Gardener takes care of Falador's beautiful gardens. Also look for anvils, a bank, barber shop, cooking ranges, furnace, and water. Here's a hint for all questers: Falador plays an important role in the Pirate's Treasure quest. About Draenor Village. When you are just starting out, Draenor Village is the place to go to fish for food. Here, fishermen with the lowest XP can cast their nets and build up fishing XP. You won't find too many places to shop in this country town, but you will find many people who can do things for you. Places to shop: Django's Toy Store, although it's more a cart than a real shop. Django can return holiday items if you've lost them. People of interest: Aggie the Witch, a dye maker, and Ned, a sailor and master rope maker. Also look for a bank, fishing spot, jail, and a wheat farm. About Port Sarim. This charming little sea town is located near Draenor Village. Once you build up your fishing XP, Port Sarim is the place to go. You can buy all kinds of fishing equipment here. Some visitors may stay away from Port Sarim because of its pirate inhabitants, but they're generally too busy having a good time to hassle anyone. Places to shop: Betty's Magic Emporium, where you can find all kinds of runes, Brian's Axes, Garen's Fishing Business, where you can buy equipment and sell what you catch, Grum's Gold Exchange, a seller of gold jewelry, the Rusty Anchor Bar, Wyden's Grocery Store, a great place for cooks to shop. People of interest: Redbeard Frank, a pirate who may send you on a quest if you ask. Also look for an anvil, cooking range, a church with an altar, a dock where you can catch a boat to Karamja Island, fishing, and a jail. About Karamja Island. After you buy fishing equipment at Port Sarim, pay 30 GPs for a boat ride to Karamja Island for some serious high-level fishing. You can go cage fishing here for lobsters and harpoon for tuna and swordfish. But this exotic island is about a lot more than fish. Take a walk through the jungle and check out the snakes and monkeys. You can find a lot of imps here too. Maybe they like the frenetic energy on the island. Random events seem to happen a lot on the fishing dock. If you want to escape the island for calmer ground, make sure you have another 30 GPs on you. The fare to get to the island covers only a one-way trip. It's worth noting that most of Karamja is accessible to members only, but there are many options that will make the trip worthwhile for free players as well. Places to shop: the Karamja General Store. Places of interest: the Banana Plantation where you can pick free bananas, a fishing dock, a jungle, and a volcano. For people of interest, we have Luthus, the owner of the Banana Plantation. He'll give you a job if you need extra GPs. About Remington. This town is located west of Port Sarim. It's pretty much deserted, like a ghost town. Most people here are just passing through on their way to the large mining pit north of the town. Even so, a few shops and businesses manage to survive. Places to shop: Brian's Archery Supplies, Remington General Store, Ramik's Crafty Supplies. Also look for a cooking range, onion and cabbage farms north of the town, and water. About Barbarian Village. This is the place to go if you want to battle with, you guessed it, barbarians. Many players go here to practice combat, so you'll find lots of barbarian bones littering the ground. If you're not into battling, this is also a good place to come practice crafts such as pottery and spinning. Otherwise, it's an uncivilized village with only one place to shop. To find Barbarian Village, look between Falador and Varrock along the river. Places to shop: a helmet shop, so you can protect your head from barbarian attacks. Also look for fishing, mining, pottery oven, pottery wheel, and a spinning wheel. About Dwarven Mine. Head north of Falador to find a few buildings on top of a large and cavernous mine. You have to climb down through a trapdoor to get through the mine, but it's worth it. There, you can do your own mining or buy ores in the underground shop, and you'll get to hang around a lot of dwarves. Places to shop: there's an ore shop. Places of interest: next to the Dwarven Mine is a large monastery. These monks will heal you if you are injured. People of interest: Nermoth, who repairs pickaxes in the Dwarven Mine. About Goblin Village. There's not much going on in this tiny village unless you're a goblin. There are no shops, but a few conveniences. Places of interest: in the center of the village is a fire that never goes out, which is handy if you need to cook something quickly. People of interest: you'll find Goblin Generals Bentnose and Wartface in the main building. You'll need to find them if you go on the Goblin Diplomacy quest. About Edgeville. You'll find this small and quiet village north of Barbarian Village. It's close to the wilderness, so you'll see a lot of fighters hanging out there, getting ready to battle. Places to shop: there's a general store. Places of interest: Edgeville Dungeon, where you can fight monsters and mine, and an Edgeville Prison. People of interest: Oziak, an armor maker you will meet in the Dragon Slayer's quest. Also look for a bank, a barn, range, water, and yew trees. Random events. Who doesn't like surprises? That's what random events are all about. Strange events, characters, or creatures that come out of nowhere. Sometimes a random event can lead to a reward, and sometimes it can lead to trouble. Oh well, life would be boring if there was no surprises at all, right? Here's a look at the kinds of random events you can expect in the game. Guardians. As you travel around the RuneScape world, you will come across some places that are protected. These guardians are usually pretty powerful, and your best bet is to run away from them. They won't chase you for very long. Of course, you can always battle them if you are up to the challenge. They might drop some interesting items for you to collect. Golem. These rocky giants are powerful but slow and not too smart. You may disturb one while mining. River Troll. Don't mess with the River Troll's fish. It will chase you away, although it won't move very far from the river. Shade. A type of spirit that guards burial sites. You don't want to mess with these spooky creatures. Tree Spirit. Watch out. That tree you just chopped down might be home to a tree spirit, and it's not too happy about losing its home. Zombie. Burying bones may strengthen your prayer, but you might attract one of these ghastly ghouls while you're at it. Gift Givers and Helpers. These characters will either give you something good, or help you to get out of a tight spot. Surters. Following their retirement from the surting business, Niles, Miles, and Giles have been seen wandering around RuneScape, chatting to passing players. Talk to them, and they might reward you, but if you fail their test, they'll try to convert items from your inventory into banknotes. Drill Demon. The demon army wants you. Obey your sergeant, and you'll be rewarded with part of the demon uniform. Drunken Dwarf. If one wanders up to you, chat with him. He'll share his kebabs with you. Yum. Evil Bob's Slaves. A strange cat will drag you off to a weird dimension to serve as his slave. You can escape if you get help from his other slaves. Freaky Forester. This strange man may teleport you to a clearing in some distant forest. To help him, kill a pheasant. If you bring him the carcass of the correct pheasant, he may reward you with some of his uniquely rustic clothes. Frog. You know the fairy tale, the one about the prince or princess being turned into a frog by an evil musician. The cure is usually a simple kiss, so if a small army of frogs come to you, be prepared to smooch their leader. Highwayman. Rick Turpentine spent years robbing the innocent. Now the notorious highwayman wants to make up for his crimes. If he offers you some free valuables, take them. If you ignore him, he'll get angry and attack you. Lost Pirate. When Captain Han wants your attention, you'd better give it to him. He's an impatient fella, and pirates are usually armed and dangerous. Maze. If you get teleported into a maze by some mysterious old man, don't worry. You can escape the maze when you find the center and get a nice reward to boot. Mime. If you get teleported to a mysterious theater, don't panic. All you have to do is follow the mime's performance and you'll be released, along with a reward. Mysterious Old Man. Don't be spooked by this guy. If you talk to him, he'll reward you with a strange box. If you ignore him, he'll teleport you into a maze. There's a reward either way, but it's easier to solve the riddle of the strange box than to get out of the maze. Prison Pete. Get ready for another cat with bad intentions. This one drags you off to the mirror world of Scape Rune and locks you in a jail. There, you'll meet Prison Pete, who will help you find your way out. The keys to the prison portals are hidden inside little balloon animals scampering around the floor. Pull the big lever to see what sort of animal to pop. Quizmaster. Odd One Out is the greatest quiz show in RuneScape. If you're lucky, the Quizmaster will invite you to compete for valuable prizes. If you get the questions right, you get a reward. But should you choose the cash prize or the mysterious box? Sandwich Lady. The Sandwich Lady loves to give out free snacks. Pay attention when she talks to you. If you take the wrong item from her tray, she'll get angry and may teleport you somewhere far away. Strange Box. If the mysterious old man gives you a strange box, get ready for a challenge. If you answer the question correctly, you'll get a reward. Be careful though, a strange box will keep duplicating until your inventory is full. Danger. If you are unlucky enough to run from any of these events, danger. If you are unlucky enough to run into any of these events, run in the other direction. Ent. Not all trees will let you chop them down. Some like to fight back. Evil Chicken. What's so scary about a chicken, you ask? Oh, if you only knew. This fiendish fowl can put up a tough fight. Exploding Rock. Sometimes there are dangerous gases in mining sites. If a spark from your pickaxe ignites the gas, your pickaxe will get damaged. Fortunately, Nermoth can repair pickaxes in the Dwarven mines, for a price of course. Swarm. Swarms of insects can be dangerous. If you see one, run away until they leave you alone. Whirlpool. When you're fishing, a sudden whirlpool can suck your fishing equipment right out of your hands. Just plain annoying. Just like in real life, sometimes things just go wrong. Fishing. There are some big fish swimming around which don't like being caught. They might steal your equipment and spit it out nearby. Lost and found office. RuneScape's public transportation system isn't perfect. If you're riding the teleportation matrix and find yourself stuck in some hole, don't panic. Just look at the nearby levers. Pull the one that is different to continue your journey. Mining. If you swing your pickaxe too wildly, the head might fly off. Just pick it up, reattach it, and start swinging again, but more carefully this time. Woodcutting. A faulty axe can also lose its head if you don't control your swing. If you pick it up and reattach it, you're back in business. Glossary. As you travel around RuneScape, you will chat a lot with other players. Sometimes you won't know what they're talking about. You might also see terms in other places that you don't know. Here's a list of common RuneScape slang and terminology. 2H, two-handed sword. Addy/atom, adamantite, the metal that many weapons and armor are made from. Ammy, an amulet. B-axe, battle axe. Chain, chainmail body. Chube, a high-level player who acts like a noob or a new player. Edge, Edgeville, a town in RuneScape. S, Runescence. F2P, free-to-play, non-members. Fally, falador, a city in RuneScape. Forge, to form metal into a shape by hammering it. GP, gold piece. HP, hit point. Jmod, Jagex staff member. Lobby/lob, lobster. Long, longsword or longbow. Lumby, lummy, Lumbridge, a town in RuneScape. LVL, level. Med, a medium helmet. Nats, nature runes. NFS, not for sale. Noob/newbie, a new player. NPC, non-player character. PK, player killing. Plate, short for plate mail body, a type of armor. P2P, pay to play, members. PMod, player moderator. Shout out Kristen. Pots, potions. Pure, someone who specializes in a certain skill such as magic or woodcutting. QP, quest points. RC, runecrafting. RS, RuneScape. Scimitar, a long curved sword, also called Sim, Simmy, skim, or skimmy for short. Smelt, to melt an ore so you can separate the metal from it. Sortie, swordfish. Tally, talisman. WC, woodcutting. Wildy, wild, the wilderness. Expo, crossbow. XP, experience points. Good night, sleep well.